Hey guys, today's video is going to be a review on a new Fitbit. Well, it's not super new right now, but it is one of their newest Fitbits, and that is the Fitbit Flex 2, which is this little guy here. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this review to you guys is because if you followed me for a while, you will know that I am an avid Fitbit fan. I am in love with their stuff. And the other Fitbit that I've done a review on my channel is the Fitbit Surge. I've also done an unboxing on the Fitbit Blaze. Now, those two are their top of the line Fitbits. They are obviously at a much higher price point, so I thought, why not do a more inexpensive Fitbit review so you could compare the two options. Over the years I have had lots of Fitbits. This is, I think, my 5th Fitbit, and it is by far my most inexpensive one, which is why I did want to do a review on it. Maybe for those of you who are looking for an entry point into the fitness wearable market, I thought I would try it out for you guys and let you know how it is. Speaking of inexpensive, this retails at 117 New Zealand dollars. Straight out of the box it comes in 4 shades: black, magenta, lavender, which is this shade, and navy. You can also buy accessories to put the tracker into, but we will get into that a little bit later. Before we go any further, I did just want to let you know that this Fitbit was sent to me from Fitbit's PR team. However, my review is completely honest and it's just my personal thoughts on the product and things that I've noticed myself while using it. So I've decided to split this review into pros and cons rather than go through it feature by feature, because this is quite a basic device, as you can imagine, being the least expensive in the line. Or I don't actually think it's the least expensive in the line, but I think it's the least expensive wearable. I know they have ones that you can like put in your waistband and put like in your bra and stuff like that, and those are cheaper, but they aren't a wearable. So when I refer to it as the cheapest, it's like the cheapest sort of like band watch style Fitbit. So as I said, this is a very inexpensive tracker, and that is my first pro. It is only $170, and if I take it off, what you get in the box is you get the little tracker itself, which is teeny tiny. It's like smaller than a stick of gum, and then you get 2 different bands. They just look like this. You get a small band and a large band, which means that regardless of what size wrist you have, you can in fact wear it with either of the bands. It is really thin and lightweight. As you can see, it's not very large on my wrist, and it is very lightweight. I've worn many Fitbits from super thin to more bulky, and this one is by far the lightest. Like, I am being genuine when I say I can't actually feel that it's there. It feels like nothing on my wrist at all. Now, I bet you're wondering how this works because there is no screen. Now, I'm going to have to insert a clip of me using it because this Fitbit is actually dead at the moment because I did a battery test and I haven't charged it since. So it has 5 lights. The light at the top lights up different colours to tell you different things. So the first light is your notification light, and it notifies you about a bunch of different things. Obviously this guy connects by Bluetooth, so if you have your phone nearby it'll give you notifications. So the blue one is telling you that you have got a call, and if it flashes magenta, like a bright pink colour, that's a reminder for you to get up and move around. While we're talking about it, the reminder to move function is something that Fitbit added recently, like in the last year to 8 months, and I actually really like it. It basically vibrates. That means that you need to move a few more steps, because every hour of sort of like your active working day you should be doing at least 250 steps, and that'll help you get along to hitting your fitness goal. Going back to the light system, the other 4 lights light up when you have hit a 2,500 step amount, if that makes sense. So if you've got 1 solid light, it means you've hit 2,500. 2 solid lights is 5,000, 7,500, 10,000. You get the message. And if the light is flashing, it means that you're on your way to hitting that quarter milestone. Because generally the step goal is 10,000. I'm assuming if you change your step goal, the lights might mean different things. I haven't really played around with that because I always like to have 10,000 as my step goal. Speaking about the display itself, I do have one con, and that is that it doesn't have a screen. Now, obviously if you were buying this Fitbit you wouldn't buy it thinking that it was going to have a screen, but it's probably the one thing that bugs me about this Fitbit, and the only reason why it annoys me is because I've had higher line Fitbits. I'm used to having the time on my wrist, and I'm flipping it and I'm not getting the time, which obviously it's pretty damn obvious. There's no watch on here, so I guess if you wanted to buy this, keep that in mind, that you're not going to have a watch, so you'll either need to wear your own watch or use your phone to tell the time. The next feature, which is something that I actually really do enjoy, and it's something that's on a lot of the latest Fitbits, is the smart tracking function. And the way that that works is that if you're doing an activity for 10 to 15 minutes or more, your Fitbit's going to pick that up and register it as a workout or some sort of like physical activity. Now this Fitbit can pick up a variety of different activities. However, I don't know, even from having the more higher end sometimes it's not super accurate, but it is great because this one does not have a manual workout mode because there's no buttons or anything. It's not tap sensitive other than showing you the lights, so you can't activate the workout mode, so it does do it automatically for you. I have had workouts automatically tracked before, and what it does is it sort of times you, I guess, when you're doing lots and lots of movement continuously, and it just gives you a little exercise pop-up in your Fitbit app. While we're talking about the tracking, there's a few things that I wanted to mention. This Fitbit also tracks your sleep, which I think is amazing. However, because this one does not have an HR or a heart rate monitor, it doesn't give you a super duper accurate sleep sleep time, if that makes sense. Because this one's only going off of movement, if you sleep like a log and if you wake up or if you're restless in your sleep, it doesn't pick it up as well as some other Fitbits, but it's great to give you a general ballpark of how well you've been sleeping. It does have silent alarms, which I love because my Fitbit is always my first port of call for an alarm. I generally will set a silent alarm on the Fitbit, which is basically a few vibrations on your wrist, which surprisingly are actually strong enough to wake you up. And I'll have that say at 6:30, and then I have a normal alarm 15 minutes later, which I find that having the Fitbit alarm first wakes me up and gives me some time to sort of like stir and start waking up before my real alarm goes off. And I find that that helps me to wake up easier, and it generally wakes me up in a better mood. And I do find that this Fitbit can wake me up despite how teeny tiny it is. Now, one of the main features as to why I wanted to try this Fitbit is that it is the first swim-proof Fitbit. I am so excited. I am so into swimming. I've only been swimming once with this Fitbit, so I can't speak about it sort of like at length, but it did work really, really well. In terms of the battery life, I found that this was pretty true to the 5 days that it promised. I didn't really see myself getting much more or much less. I don't really have much else to say about that other than it does what it says it's going to do. I thought I'd just show you the charger itself. It's basically just this little guy here. It's a USB with kind of like a clip, I guess, on the end, and you pop the tracker out and just sort of slot it in, and it charges through that. It takes no more than 2 hours to charge from empty to full. So for my final pro, this is actually the reason why I wanted this Fitbit, so let me explain. My friend Emily got married a while ago. I was a bridesmaid. If I remember, I'll chuck a photo in here so you can see what I looked like. It was a beautiful wedding. That's not really the point of the story. The point is that when you're a bridesmaid, or if you're going to a wedding, you can't wear a bright blue Fitbit, which was the one that I had at the time. And so then I got back from the wedding. I was really sad because, you know, at weddings you dance, and we did so much walking, like all that, you know, all that tracking was lost. Like I was actually very upset about it. So then I went home and I saw that the Fitbit Flex 2 has a range of accessories, and I was like, hot damn, that would have been perfect to wear to the wedding. So that's why I wanted a Flex. And the accessory that I was wanting is this is the Fitbit Flex 2 bangle. They also have a pendant, which I'll pop a picture of in here because I don't own it. Both of them come in silver, gold and rose gold colorways, or material, what are they called, metal colors. I chose the silver because I primarily wear silver. You can see I've got silver earrings. I just prefer silver on my skin tone, so I chose silver. Let me just really quickly show you how it fits in. You basically just pop the tracker out, and I'm guessing both of them, the pendant I'm assuming would be the same, has sort of like a little cage. Let me come closer. So they've got like a little cage, and you basically just put the wee tracker in, clip it shut, and you've got yourself a little bangle. It's just a simple claw bangle that you just click on and click off, and I just think it's so pretty. It's really dainty, obviously because the Fitbit is quite wide. It does get a little bit wider in the middle, but I think that makes it look a little bit more eccentric, and it's a really great talking piece. The amount of people that asked me where I got my jewelry from, what it was, and then I told them that it was a Fitbit, and they were like, shut up, it's not a Fitbit. And I was like, yes it is, and I'd tap it and show them that it was a Fitbit. I've been wearing this Fitbit for about 2, 3, 4 weeks. I've been wearing it on and off because I also have another new Fitbit that I've been trying as well, and I love wearing it in the bangle. It's just so beautiful. I'm not normally a jewelry kind of person. I don't really have the time for jewelry, but obviously it's a Fitbit, so gotta wear it. Really quickly before I wrap the video up, I did just want to speak very briefly on my one major con, and that is that it does not have a heart rate monitor. Now I totally get why this Fitbit doesn't have a heart rate monitor. This is supposed to be your entry-level super simple Fitbit for people who I guess are just starting exercising, or they're just going for walks and runs and they don't need anything too crazy. But the only thing is that without the heart rate monitor, exercises like weights, high interval training, cycling and spinning, those are going to be a little bit less accurate because with those exercises obviously you're not really doing that many steps, you're doing other movements, and without the heart rate monitor it's not going to be able to track your heart rate and give you a super accurate amount of calories burned. So if you're the type of person who's into weights, you might want to go for a more higher end or higher caliber Fitbit, but if you're just the type of person who likes to go for walks, I can't imagine you'd miss the HR or heart rate thing at all. So I guess the final question is, do I recommend that you buy the Fitbit Flex 2? And the answer really is maybe. Hear me out guys, that answer is maybe because if you guys are in the camp where you're just starting to exercise, you go for walks and runs, you just sort of want to see, you know, how many steps you're doing during the day, you're sort of looking for a more basic, simple Fitbit, this one is totally going to be the perfect Fitbit for you. On the other hand, if you're like me and you've had a higher caliber Fitbit, or if you're like me and you like to go to the gym and do weights and stuff, given I haven't been in a very long time, but that's the main reason why I wanted a Fitbit, is to track my weight training, or if you were into CrossFit or something like that where your heart rate's dipping up and down and you're not really moving that much, this Fitbit isn't going to accurately represent your activity because you're not moving your feet, and that's all that this Fitbit pretty much can track. So in that case, if you're one of the people who does more physical activity, more weights, you probably wouldn't want to buy this because I don't think it would meet your needs. You might want to get something more like the Charge 2, which, by the way, if you guys want a review on the Charge 2, please let me know. I am planning on doing one in the next few months, but if you guys are wanting to see it soon, I can totally get that done for you guys. But yeah, very long story short, if you are into basic exercise like walking and running, definitely go for the Flex 2. If you're into more complicated or advanced exercising like weights and CrossFit, go for a higher caliber Fitbit or a different product. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. I know it's not super duper beauty related like my channel normally is, but as you guys know, I'm really into tech and Fitbits are one of my favorite products on the market. But yeah, I am really a big fan of Fitbits, so I wanted to do this video for you guys and share my love and my honest opinions on this Fitbit. As I said, if you want to see any other tech videos or reviews on Fitbits or anything like that, please do let me know. I would be more than happy to do them for you guys. It's always good to get something different on my channel. I enjoy switching it up every now and then because doing beauty can be kind of boring. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up because it will help me out so much and I really appreciate it. I love you all. Thanks again for watching and I will see you guys next time. Bye!